We got a big one here for you. We are talking about massive upside players, big boom players, the volume getters, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. It's right here for you. The top 10 massive upside players, league winners, whatever you want to call them. We're going to have a big episode here today, and I've brought back Tim the Bald Guy. He's here today. I'm ready to go in. Massive upside players, massive show. Fantasy football's back. Let's get to it.
Been knocked down 1,000 times. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got
no fear. All right, guys, the energy is here. We are talking massive. It's a massive show, massive upside players. I've got a massive co-host here, Tim, aka the Bald Man. What's going on, man?
Not much, except I have a massive heart on. Oh, wait, can I say that? No, I don't know. It was all massive. I just, massive.
Are these players getting you excited?
Well, some of them, maybe.
Like, are we talking like Deshaun Watson excited? I don't know if you heard the Deshaun Watson voice me and Glenn got going. Listen, everyone listen. Like that excited? Like Deshaun Watson massage therapy excited?
I mean, that's got to be like the ultimate release one right there. Like, I don't think I've ever sounded like that upon completion.
Oh my goodness, too much detail. Speaking of detail, let's go over some detail on the top 10 massive upside players. I'm excited to get into it. Before we do, grab the 16-round draft solution. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players are drafted each round. Everything you need, everything on a silver platter. Everything, optimal players to avoid. All the deep sleepers in the 16-round draft solution. Use code SMASH to save. And I'm telling you guys, you'll be light years ahead of the consensus consensus and your league mates. I secured it. I've linked it below. Or head on over to thefantasyfootballcouncil.com under programs. Tim, are you ready to dive into this, man? This is going to be a huge episode. Again, we're talking volume getters, the guys that are the cream of the crop, the guys that are like even at wide receiver position, right? We're going to talk about the guys that are prime for volume. We got 10 of them in regards to the guys pretty much I like, and then you like a bunch of these guys as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Do you want to start off with the first one here? And let's get right into it. Again, people haven't seen you for about a week. But I keep telling them, Tim's going to be on the show. We got to do an episode with you, Gwen, Connor, and of course, Jim, everybody there.
That's it, man. Bring the whole cat. I've still told you, Betsy is still hanging around here somewhere. And she's okay. She hasn't been touched for years.
If you guys don't know who Betsy is, Betsy's actually an inflatable doll that Tim, well, she's not. She's actually his girlfriend.
She's a real person, Joe.
She is. All right, let's get to the first one here. And again, we're going to get everybody on the same show. Let's talk about the first one. It is Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase.
Of course, man. How can you not love this guy? His average receptions per game is standard, 7. So it's good, but it's not massive. It's good, but 90 yards, just under 1 touchdown per game. So this guy is great. He killed it in his rookie year, missed 5 games in his second year, but was on pace, of course, to be better than his first year. So this guy is dynamite on a team. Man, he has the ability to put up a 2,000 yarder with 15 plus touchdowns. That's my word.
And he's expensive, Tim. Are you willing to draft him in the first round?
Everything always depends on how your draft is playing out, So I hate to say I would never take a receiver in the first. I always you got to have options, man. So you got to look at who's off the board, right. What position are you drafting from? So Jamar Chase, if I'm going with a wide receiver in one, I'd be very happy to take him.
Yeah, definitely. Now, here's the thing with Jamar Chase, right? One thing you got to know, he finished as a top 11 wide receiver in PPR last year, and he only played 12 games. That's phenomenal. And well, people don't know this, right? They're all like high on T. Higgins, but T. Higgins had less targets. Jamar Chase had 134 targets, in 12 games with 87 receptions. So that right there shows you who the wide receiver is, but clear cut. I know people know this, but they're investing a 3rd-round pick in T. Higgins this year, who only had 109 targets and played 16 games. Again, this is why I implore people, do not invest in a wide receiver too that early. I just don't like that. Jamar is the guy. He's going to continue to be a guy. I love him. He's a volume getter. And I think he finishes ahead of Justin Jefferson, who is also a massive upside player. coming off 2 big years, though. They drafted Addison, who was recently involved in a speeding incident, which he just recently apologized for. They got Hawkinson. They got some other options. I still think Jefferson's going to be the guy barring any type of injury, but I think Jamar Chase has a little bit more ceiling because, again, if top 11 receiver in PPR, only 12 games. That's something you really need to be aware of and consider, okay?
Yeah,
the next guy...
everybody should know, too, the story that these guys were together back in college, meaning Burrow and Jamar. So they've got it, man. These guys are tight.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next one here is Jonathan Taylor. This is the guy that I love with a massive ceiling. Now, Tim, feel free to argue with me if you want. Anthony Richardson is the only questionable guy because he's the new quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback. Not even guaranteed he's going to start. Maybe Minshew's going to start there, right? The wide receivers are suspect with Pittman. I'm not even sold that he is a true wide receiver one. So you got to question maybe some stack boxes, but you cannot deny the volume will be there. If he's healthy, you're going to get not necessarily a Jonathan Taylor from 2 years ago with the 18 touchdowns, 1,800 plus yards. We're not looking for that. We're just looking for a guy that's going to get us 250 attempts, 10 touchdowns on the ground, 30, 40 receptions. We're looking for that top 5, top 10 type of performance out of Taylor. Based on volume opportunity, he is the man who's in a contract year. And we'll talk briefly about contract as well. First of all, what do you think of Taylor? Are you buying a bounce back for Taylor this year, Tim?
No, you kind of hit on it. Quarterback questions, receiver questions. He is the superstar on the team, but still, is this a team that's really going to get it done? Are they going to be in the red zone or even in the offense in the other team's 50-yard line? Are they going to be there? Are they going to be in a position for him to get the touchdowns? And that's my biggest concern. Yes, I think he'll still get the volume. He'll still get the yardage. Touchdowns were weak last year, man, and they're going to be weak this year too, I believe. So I'm concerned. I don't think the fantasy points are going to be there.
All right, I got to bring in Connor, the Consheeps here. I'm going to be on the sideline here while we bring in Connor. Connor, welcome to the show. Who's the bald guy and what's he doing here on my show?
Connor, you know who I am. Don't start that crap.
Listen here, Buster. Last year, I was the one who told everybody to draft Jonathan Taylor first overall, and he busted. So this year, you all better stay away because he didn't finish on top this year, and you better be looking at CMC. And listen, bald guy, you're not Gwen. I want Gwen back.
No, I'm definitely not Gwen. But, it's okay. I got a question for you, Connor. I know that a lot of animals can lick their own balls. How about you? Do sheep lick their own balls?
All right, Tim, this is a PG-rated show. Absolutely. Let me answer this, please, counselor. Yes, and I like it.
just plain and simple, yes. All right.
All right. Well, yeah, we tend to follow the herd, and whatever they do, I tend to do what they do, and they do it, so I do it, okay?
Good
all right,
enough.
Connor, I think that's enough for you today. I think you're a little hyper today. Tim, I don't know if you know this, what happened before. So he actually wore this tie for Gwen and everybody on the show. Then he tried to try another tie on. It was too tight on him, and it ended up cutting off circulation to his head. So he didn't get enough oxygen. So he missed an entire episode because of the lack of circulation to the brain putting on these ties. So do you have any tie advice for him or any type of advice at all for him?
I think the ties look good on him.
What? I don't want your advice.
Yeah, you don't need my advice. You're a sheep. You just follow the herd anyway. So I think the ties look good on him. And if they cut off the circulation to his head, who cares? He's dumb anyways.
Okay, I got to go. But remember, I told you Jonathan Taylor on top last year, and I followed the herd. And this year, he didn't finish on top, so don't draft him. Okay, Connor, I think that's it for you today. We're going to have to say goodbye here. All right, bye, everybody. Bye, Tim, the bald guy. I don't want to see you again. Bye, you're an a-hole.
Bye, ball licker.
Bye. All right, that's another Connor there. We had to bring him in. Tim, I think is that the first time you've met Connor?
No, God, no. We go way back, Connor and I.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Taylor, listen, I like him. Massive upside, massive volume. I like him. Let's move on to the next one here, Tim. And this is your guy that you really like.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a quarterback that,
yes.
Of course, Mahomes is considered like the top dog right now, but you've got a lot of really good quarterbacks right now. You could even go Josh Allen because of his running ability and stuff like that. But for me, it's Justin Herbert, man. I mean, even with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen missing time last year, Herbert was still almost 5,000 yards passing with his studs gone. Yeah, like he's just crazy. The touchdowns were down, but it goes without saying, when you lose some of your great guys for like 8 or 9 combined games, I believe it was. He only had 25 touchdowns last year compared to 38 and 31 in the previous 2 years. But he is a dynamic quarterback, and he should always be considered one of the top quarterbacks to go.
And that's what I'm talking about here. We're talking massive upside. So I look at him last year on a down year. Now he's in a contract year, okay? 699 attempts, only second to Brady last year, and just ahead of Mahomes, who had 648 attempts. 699 attempts, and his wide receiver core was completely dismantled. 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, all right? That was like his worst year. This is not a guy that throws 25 touchdowns. He had 38 in his second year, 31 in his rookie year, and only 10 interceptions. So the interceptions were kind of on par where he was, 10, 15, and 10, because he had 10 his rookie year, 15 his sophomore, 10 last year. But the touchdowns were slightly down. The yardage, I mean, he was in and around the right area, 47, 39, kind of in there. But I'm expecting a big uptick with those touchdowns. And I think that's where he was lacking, not getting the touchdowns. Now, one thing to note, he was banged up. If you remember, I can't remember what week it was. I think it was early in the season. He had the rib thing. He was banged up. So he was kind of a little banged up for 3 or 4 games, kind of hindered him a little bit, maybe made him a little hesitant, but he still toughed it out and played, right? So listen, I love him, love the upside, the addition of Quentin Johnston, and he's value. You get him rounds 5 to 6, typically in a 12-person league, whereas I think this guy can put in top 5 quarterback numbers with ease in and around with, and you're going to pay more for a guy like a Josh Allen or a Jalen Hurts or a Mahomes. You're going to pay a little bit more. So I love Herbert, massive upside. Now, Tim, I want to see if you saw this video that came out. I want your thoughts on this, really. It was a recent video. I'm going to pull it up here. I put it on my Instagram. It's gotten over 12,000 views in a few hours here. So let me play this for you, Tim, and then you let me know what you guys think here. So I'm going to pull up the mic here.
Yeah, okay, so I was watching this earlier, actually. I'm not a big social guy. I don't spend a lot of time on social. But yes, Mahomes he's friggin' playing golf, okay? You do not stop in the middle of your golf game to sign an autograph for one person, especially when there is 1,000 other people standing around you. You sign one, you got to sign them all. He's not a dick. He's a great guy. Leave him alone. Let him have his game of golf, and he can sign autographs when he's done.
Okay, I disagree. So if you don't know what happened, Mahomes was golfing, which isn't even a sport. And what ends up happening, this kid, you can hear the kid's voice on the video saying, "Mr. Mahomes, can you sign my autograph?" And the guy's like, denied it. So the dad's like, "Why don't you make one kid happy?" He's like, "If I make this kid happy, I make 99 other kids sad." But who's to say there was 99 other kids there? So yeah, you're not seeing the full scene. But at the end of the day, golf isn't your sport. It takes 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds. It takes 2 seconds just to sign your autograph. Don't be a dick. Sign the kid's autograph. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
You can't, man. You can't stop for every single person. Yes. That's the problem with the expectations of these types of guys. Oh, you should stop doing what you're doing and pay attention to me. Give me what I want. No, man. These guys give a lot of their time already. Let them have some personal space. I'm sure he would have signed autographs after his game, but you do not ask someone mid-game, no matter what game it is. Would he stop in the middle of his football game and sign an autograph for a kid in the first row? No.
This is not a football game. That's the same thing.
No, it doesn't matter. You're pissy too because you suck at golf. And I know you've tried it a couple times.
It's not even a sport. It's not even a sport. It's a game.
It's a good walk.
Okay, either way, this is not a sport. It could have took 2 seconds to sign it. That's it. 2 seconds, just sign. Don't be a dick. That's it.
And then the next hole, 5 kids ask him. And then the hole after that, another 5 kids ask him. You can't do it, man.
All right, we're moving on. Let's stay on a positive note here before I lose my Deshaun Watson here. Newsroom upside guy, love him. Unproven in the NFL, completely unproven, is Bijan Robinson, also known as Bijan. Love him. Love the upside. They ran the ball over 500 times, the Falcons, last year. I understand our man Algiers there. Not concerned. You don't draft a person in the first round to sit him. Love the upside. Love the talent. Love the opportunity. And people are like, "Joe, stop talking about Bijan. He's in every video." I don't care because in my 1.01, love Bijan. Massive upside to the moon. There's not a roster I have this year without Bijan. So he is my ride or die this year. Love him. What do you think of Bijan, a.k.a. Bijan?
I agree. There is massive upside, but you can't just write off Algier either. So you like to say he's the rookie. He's the top dog coming in. Yeah. Algier's only going into his second year, man. He's not old news. He's not garbage. You don't just throw him away all of a sudden. So yeah.
The Falcons did. The Falcons did when they acquired Bijan.
They kind of slapped him in the face. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But they obviously don't feel he is the future where Bijan may be. So I do see the massive upside, but there's still a couple other very capable guys there. Like Cordarrelle stepped in a couple years ago when the team had nobody, and he did a very good job. He's going to get goal line work, man. I'm telling you right now. So Bijan has a major opportunity here. He does have a lot of upside. Everything has to work out for him to get that. And I actually watched some of yours and Jimmy's episode earlier today too. And Jimmy's really high on Bijan as well and saying, yeah, he's going to step in. He's a day one starter.
Yeah.
He may be, but I still think this is, at least for the first several games, it's a committee. It's not he's just stepping in and taking right over. Algiers still going to get some work. Cordarrelle's still going to come in every now and then. It's going to happen. His points aren't going to be massive in the first 3 to 5 games.
Maybe not.
After that, he may take charge.
Who knows? But all I know is the volume is going to be there. The talent is there. The opportunity is there. I love him. I love the upside. I cannot express to you how excited I am about Bijan Robinson. I mean, this is how I feel, really. This is what goes on in my mind. This is the sound. To the moon. Do you hear the boom?
I thought you might have done the moan even. It's just orgasmic.
That's our bus sound. That's more of like a rocket ship to the moon.
I don't know. I mean, that's a very nice sound to me. That's a happy sound.
Yeah. All right. Deshaun Watson's our bus sound. All right, let's go here. All right, next one here, we've got the carrot, Garrett Wilson, who I actually acquired in a 2-quarterback league with my third pick, believe it or not. I really went Bijan, and then I went Taylor, and I got Garrett Wilson while everybody was hoarding up quarterbacks. Mind you, my starting quarterback is Jared Goff, who is safe and boring, but nobody's got the running backs. I've got the running backs. I got Garrett Wilson in the mix. I'm excited about that league. What do you think of the carrot, Garrett?
I love him, of course, man. He's my pick. So even last year with half-ass quarterbacks, he was still the go-to guy. He was the main man on the team, 1,100 yards, only 4 touchdowns. But those quarterbacks sucked. So let's hope everything else is going to come into play now and everything is good. He should explode, man. The receptions are there. The yardage is going to be there. Touchdowns are still going to be the only question that kind of bothers me a little bit. But still, he's there. He's got it all going for him this year. Massive, massive upside.
Apparently, Sauce Gardner, the cornerback, guys, the quarterback of the team, is really guarding him tough. I heard in camp, like some buzz, that Aaron Rodgers is having trouble getting the ball to Garrett Wilson, which is actually a good thing. So if you've got a top corner, a guy that's ultra talented, guarding him tight like a blanket, that's what you want. Train hard, fight easy. So if he can battle that with one of the best corners, then he's going to do really well. I also heard, again, quote me, I don't want to quote wrong, but I think there was a little mini fight that broke out. I just get a lot of chatter. I'm on Twitter. I got notifications. So I'm busy in my day, but sometimes things will come up and I just glance at them for a second. But I think there was a fight. I don't know who's involved, but a mini fight broke out at camp with the Jets. Some drama there, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers was involved because that would have been mainstream. Probably some defenders, some O-line guys going at it. Either way, Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, tons of upside, and he did pretty well in his rookie year with these garbage quarterbacks. So now he's got a real quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. My only caveat is that I hope he doesn't end up being like, Russell Wilson was last year. New team, kind of getting, integrated, busting. That's kind of a concern when a quarterback goes to a new team. But we know Aaron Rodgers is like, he brought his warm and fuzzy blanket. He brought in Lazard. He brought Randall Cobb. He brought some of his people to make him feel warm and fuzzy. So he's got his security blankets there. But I think he'll be fine. I think Garrett Wilson, tons of volume going his way. And I heard Aaron Rodgers comparing him to Adams. And I don't know, Tim, do you think that's just being politically correct? Or do you think that he's just kind of getting back because what was it? It was Adams that said Derek Carr was similar to Rodgers, saying another Pro Bowl or another, Hall of Famer, something like that, is going to be throwing to me. That was the year Adams had Carr. So do you think this is Rodgers' jab back at Adams? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think it's a jab at him, but I think it is just him trying to puff up his player, right? Like we all know that Garrett Wilson is very capable. Aaron Rodgers is very capable. However, the last couple of years too, you've seen a little bit of a different Aaron Rodgers, or at least I felt it. Like you could tell when things weren't going right, he showed his emotions on the field. He showed that he was pissed off. He just kind of had this I don't care attitude. So as long as he doesn't bring that with him to New York and everything works good in New York, like I said, man, Wilson has major upside. Rodgers is definitely a talent. He's a quarterback that can throw it. He can get it into those tight windows. I love it. I think he's great. I think it's going to be a great year.
Awesome. Next guy here, and a lot of people saying he might. bust, but I don't think he's going to bust. And a big part of it is his injuries. Oh, he's going to bust. He's not going to do it. He's going to end up like Saquon Barkley did the year after the knee tear. The guy inside was Breece the Beast Hall. Now, there's a reason they call him a beast, is because he's a beast. I mean, he's amazing. He's a great player. He's dynamic. He's explosive. 5.8 yards per carry last year, 4 touchdowns on 80 attempts, 463 yards, and he got hurt. It happens. Sometimes it happens. You know, sometimes you have the fluke injury. I mean, you're susceptible. You're a running back. It happens. So this year, he's been rehabilitated. That surgery happened back in November. It takes 9 months to 12 months to heal from that type of surgery. So by the time he hits the field, we're looking at 10, 11 months almost heal time. Apparently, he's been running, looking really good. They were flirting with Dalvin Cook. Hopefully, Dalvin Cook doesn't end up with the Jets. That was my concern. But I really feel that Dalvin Cook's agent was kind of like shopping things around, kind of like, are the Jets going to play? And kind of just playing Miami, see who's kind of the highest bidder. I hope Cook doesn't end up here. It could be a disaster for Breece in regards to volume. I love him. Sky is the limit. You're getting him in the 2nd to 3rd round. What do you think of Breece Hall, Tim? Are you buying it, or you think he's gonna, be a little not 100% due to the injury?
You have to be a little bit concerned about that injury. That is considered one of the most major injuries, especially for a running back, a guy that needs to be able to stop and turn on a dime to make those hard cuts. He looked great in the 7 games he played. He is like you said, he is a beast. He's 6'1", 220 pounds. This is a receiver in a running back body base, or vice versa. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, he is a big dude, so he can get it done. He looked to be a consistent 25 attempt per game type guy before the injury. So, man, this could be a really dynamic year this year for this team. So let's see what he brings out with him. And I'm a little cautious. I always am when it comes to this. I think, once again, the first few games, he's going to have to feel it out. He's going to be a little bit off his game. He might be a little bit tentative. And the team even might want to hold him back a little bit. So you might lose a few points in your first few games, but by the end of the year, it's all going to balance out. And he's definitely going to be one of the tops.
Oh, I love him.
He's a boomer.
Boom, to the moon. And that's what we're talking with these guys. Massive upside, massive ceiling, explosive playmakers, volume, everything is there. That's what we're talking about. These are the volume getters, the cream of the crop. Let's keep going. Now, this guy, absolutely love him. I'll let you talk about him because you're going to introduce him here. I got to say something about this guy. The guy is Jamir Gibbs. What are your thoughts on him? Did you watch? I know you're not a big fan of highlight reels because it shows the highlights. Did you see the highlight reels? Why do you like Jamir Gibbs?
I don't watch highlight reels because there's a reason. They're called highlight reels. I want to watch an edited game, a cut down version of a game. Every time he touched the ball, that's what I want to see. I don't want to just see his real dynamic plays because everybody gets them. Sun shines on the dog's ass every now and then is the saying. So show me what he does full game.
Amazing.
Yeah, of course, but you're looking at a highlight reel. I can make a highlight reel of you that'll look good, and then everybody will say that guy's a douche.
I know. I won't look that good. No.
Well, it'll be a Joe Camus highlight reel, so it'll be your best of the best. Anyways, he's great. He is amazing. The job is there. It's his for the taking. But David Montgomery is no slouch. He's still going to get some work. So don't think of Gibbs as being the workhorse right off the bat. David Montgomery is there. He's going to take some goal line work. He's a very capable running back that can catch the ball. We've seen it many times. I don't know. I think he's great. He's got that massive upside. That's what we're all talking about. He's going to be the one.
They love him. First round pick. They love him. Here's another thing. Let's talk about some numbers here. Jamal Williams, who isn't anywhere near as good talent wise. Well, we don't know because he's never been in the NFL. Yeah. But Jamal Williams, not the best running back. 262 attempts, 1,066 yards, 4.1 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns. That's insane. Yeah, DeAndre Swift only played 14 games. He was supposed to be the one. I get everybody, Connor even. I don't want to bring him back on right now because I don't want to hear his annoying voice. But I will tell you, even Connor and everybody's telling you, DeAndre Swift, top 8 running back, PPR. And I said, do not draft DeAndre Swift. He sucks. Years to wow us. Can't stay on the field. Sure enough, he busted. 99 attempts went that way. Justin Jackson, all these bottom feeders, 42 attempts, 23 to Craig Reynolds, whoever that is. And whoever this other guy got 1 attempt, his name is Jason Cabina, something like that, fullback. Okay, so lots of attempts to go around. if you look at a distribution, I say 250 attempt floor for Gibbs. And then you give Montgomery what DeAndre Swift had, which is 100, 120 attempts, go that way. And I'm okay with that. I want 220 floor attempts out of him. Now, we're going to probably lose some goal line work to Montgomery. But really, I'm getting this guy as my RB3, literally. Now, he's coming off round 2 sometimes round 4. Listen, I love this guy. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not really into like Detroit Lions and their running backs, but this year, something's like really gravitating me. I'm pulling towards this guy, man. He's giving me like Deshaun Watson enjoyment sounds. You know, he's giving me that type of, like I'm just getting about him. I don't know what it is, man. He's giving me a chubby for fantasy.
Yeah. Well, you look at those 17 touchdowns last year, man, and you think those 17 could be Gibbs this year. And like you said, it could be a role reversal. David Montgomery could be the guy. You nailed it. Like he could get the 100 attempts. He could get the 5 touchdowns. It could totally go that way, and it very well may. So Gibbs should be the one. He should step into that role fairly early, but David Montgomery is going to be there to take some volume, take some touchdowns away. That's a loss of points, man. But still, there's plenty to go around. And I'm with you. I'm not a Detroit fan by any means. I don't like the way the team plays. But man, if he can put up the numbers that who was it that put him up last year? Sorry,
Williams.
Yeah, Jamal, right. If he can put up Jamal type numbers in the touchdown range and then add more in the attempts and the volume, woo, baby. Sky is the limit.
But this is an offense. I never thought I'd watch it. We're in the Northeast. We should go to a Detroit game and watch Gibbs. Go, Gibbs. You're on my fantasy. I could yell right from the sidelines there.
We really should, actually. And I can't believe either of us are saying we should go to a Detroit game, but we should go to a Detroit game.
Just for Gibbs. I'm just going for Gibbs. And Amon-Ra is going to be good. And I got Goff in one league because I went robust RB and got Garrett Wilson, and I waited. But either way, I'm completely comfortable with that. All right, next guy here. You're not crazy about him, but I am. Calvin Ridley, ceiling, sky's the limit. Trevor Lawrence, another great quarterback, did well last year. No way but up for him. I look at target distribution last year, 133 targets to Christian Kirk. Zay Jones, he's going to be done. You know, there's 121 targets, not even relevant. Marvin Jones was there, 81. Jamal Agnew, 30. So there's tons of targets to go around here. More is going to go Calvin Ridley's way. Now, we were watching videos. There's tape on him, on Ridley. People are saying he's almost unguardable. Coming off the betting, he was suspended for the betting. That's done out of the way. Had some mental stuff he was dealing with. Hopefully, he overcame his demons and overcame any type of mental limitations he was having from a physical and mental standpoint. I think he's back. And again, he's got Trevor Lawrence throwing to him. Could slide in as the wide receiver 1. I did a draft back. I know I'm crazy drafting in April. I got him in like the 7th round. Now I got to pay like a 3rd to 4th round to get him. People love the ceiling. People love Trevor Lawrence, young, dynamic. I'm excited about Ridley. Obviously, Kirk is still there, but you know, Kirk not on the level of where Ridley could be. And we saw how good he was with Atlanta as a wide receiver 2, lining up with Julio, with Matt Ryan years ago. I think he's going to be back to top form. He's got that boom type of potential.
He does, but I think he needs a miracle to hit peak numbers. You know, like Trevor Lawrence, yeah, he's a great quarterback, but he's not a high yardage, high touchdown quarterback by any means either. So still young, but he's been around for a couple of years now. It's not, I don't know. I don't think I would pay a 3rd round price for Calvin Ridley. You know, he's been out of the game for a year and a half. So yeah, Ridley is still relatively young. He can still come in and get it done, but man, everything just has to work out perfect for him. I would not pay that kind of price for him. If I could get him in the 5th, yeah, I would definitely take it. I think the upside is there.
You ain't getting him in the 5th. It'd be nice though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I'm not going to overpay for a guy that's been out of the game for a year and a half with a quarterback that doesn't put up big numbers to begin with. I'm
it's
scared.
Uncertainty, right? But still, you're potentially getting a wide receiver 1 with that upside. Now look at the improvement. You got to give Lawrence some credit here. His rookie year, okay, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. So you look at him as a rookie, you're like, 3,641 yards. Nothing exciting. Quarterback rating. What do you have a quarterback rating of? 71.86, okay? Second year, 21 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. That is a huge improvement. 12 to 17, 25 to 8. Very good. His quarterback rating, 95.21, like 20 some odd points up on his total quarterback rating.
Yeah, but those 21 touchdowns have to scare you. That's not a
No,
lot
25,
by any
25,
means.
25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
No, that's ugh. I mean, if he duplicates that, that's not a good quarterback. That's not a great touchdown
He
rate.
never had a true wide receiver one, though. I don't think Kirk was ever going to be a
A lot
one.
of people would say Ridley, especially coming back after a year and a half, is not going to be a top
Yeah,
dog
yeah.
number
I
one.
see the question marks. But this is the year. I think they're settled in. I got this feeling, man. I got this like
I got a
Deshaun
feeling.
Watson.
Oh wow,
Deshaun Watson.
man, you're giving
Feel
it
it.
all.
I'm giving it all for Calvin Ridley. That's the upside. I feel the same way at wide receiver that I do with Gibbs. And I could be wrong. And that's what makes fantasy so much fun, right? And that's why you got to have balance. Balance your roster. Optimal players, some safe players, some rookie breakouts, some sleepers, backup quarterback, ace quarterback. I explain that all in the 16 rounds. So you guys are optimized. You're optimized. That's what you want to do so you can have an explosive team. All right, let's keep going here. Who is our next guy? This is your guy here.
Yeah, my final pick here. And you know what? We never really bashed this guy, but we always bashed the situation, which took away from him. So
Every year we talk
now
about this.
he's dominating the spot for his team. It is Nick Chubb.
And I'm on the train.
Yeah.
I'm on the train with you. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm on the train with you this year. Like there is some really some lion upside here.
There is, but we got to remember too now, he's starting to get up there for a running back too. What's he going into, like 6th or 7th year? So
yeah, that's my concern a little bit.
He's getting there, man. He's getting to that hump, but the dude is a beast. 5'11", 225 pounds. Like he's just a massive man. We've all seen it. Running the ball, he is essentially the same as a Derrick Henry, or very damn close to it. He can pound that ball in. He can smash guys down. It doesn't matter. Now that Hunt is gone, look for him to get a little more work in the receiving game. Throw in another 20 points and 20 fantasy points for that. Man, sky's the limit. Like he could have a massive year.
What about this video where he's squatting like 700 pounds? I've got it up on the screen. Look at this.
Is that the one where the bar is just bent ridiculous?
Yeah, look at this. Are you watching this? I had to put it up here so if you guys are on YouTube, look at this. I mean,
I've seen it. It's crazy. Like, look at that bar. That bar is meant to flex like that then. That's not a solid bar.
I don't know. I always question if it's even real. I mean, the guy's a freak of nature. Look at that squat. Anyways, I had to mention that. He's primed for volume. The only caveat, again, the only knock I have is Deshaun Watson. He's a running quarterback. But he's going to still need, Nick Chubb there. He's going to be the volume getter. There's no one else there. And our biggest knock, again, was Kareem Hunt being there. Kareem Hunt is gone. So Nick Chubb, sky's the limit. Obviously, a little knock to him on a PPR upside. But based on volume, barring any type of injury, Nick Chubb's the man. I mean, I don't know what to say. And again, my main hindrance for years, both of us, was Kareem Hunt taking half of that volume. And he's gone. So I can't really complain. Can't.
This should be a 300-point year for Chubb.
Easily.
Yeah, I would count on that.
All right, last guy here. I'm not going to spend too much time on him. Had a good rookie campaign. Is Mr. Chris Olave. Now, obviously getting a huge upgrade at quarterback with Derek Carr, who can't win a playoff game to save his life, mind you. But you look at a guy like Chris Olave, and you got to look at some upside here. He's a third-round average ADP guy coming off in the third round. Rookie year, 119 targets, 72 receptions, 1,000 yards in your rookie year. Now, only 4 touchdowns. And this is where we talk about explosiveness. Garrett Wilson, not high on the touchdowns, right? You got Olave, not high on the touchdowns. Second year, and they're both getting an upgrade at quarterback. This is where the ceiling expands, right? They're integrated, they're settled, they're comfortable. They've been under the NFL lights. They kind of feel it, right? So Olave's in a position where Derek Carr fed Adams 180 targets. So as the Adams, not necessarily, but there's a ton of opportunity for him to thrive. Obviously, Michael Thomas is there. We got Kamara there who catches the ball in the backfield, but he's probably facing a looming suspension for jumping on a guy at a Vegas strip club or wherever they were. Either way, I think Olave is the clear-cut one. Tons of upside. Again, third round ADP, you're getting a wide receiver one with that upside, massive upside, league-winning upside. I like him. What do you think of Olave? Do you think with the Derek Carr could be something there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we say, so Carr can't do squat when it comes to the playoffs, but in general, he is a good throwing quarterback. He throws for a lot of yards. So the Olave definitely is going to be the clear-cut one on the team. Michael Thomas is still there. Yeah, nothing for years. I mean, we
You're
used to
still
sing
out.
his praise, but yeah, nothing going on there. Alvin Kamara is there, still not the same as 4 or 5 years ago. It's all different, but Olave definitely has massive upside here with Derek Carr.
Tim.
We now have breaking news.
Michael Thomas sucks. That was it.
That was a good one, man. You built the suspense right there. I love that. That's the way you got to time things.
Yeah, that was timed pretty right. All right. So, Tim, that's it, man. Those are some massive upsides. I'm excited. Deshaun Watson's excited.
He's very excited.
So, and that's the thing. Is he too rested? Is he going to be able to help Nick Chubb? I don't know.
I would say after that, if I'm making that noise, I'm napping like right after. Sorry, I'm done.
Too much excitement here. All right, Tim, I'm excited I'm glad you got to meet Connor. Mind you, that altercation didn't go too well. I thought you guys would get along a little bit more because you guys tend to agree.
Yeah, like you say, I'm a sheep all the time.
Yeah, and he was kind of in a bad mood today. I don't know. You caught him on a bad day. Hopefully, you guys make up. And you asked him a personal question about his hygiene. I think that there's an issue there. So,
oh, you want to clap at me, buddy? I'll clap right back.
He's actually gnawing at my feet. He wants to get back on the air. No, Connor, no. All right, guys, we got to roll out. More Tim coming your way. Subscribe, thumbs up, drop in the comments. Who's a massive upside player for you? Love to get your feedback and grab the 16-round draft solution and smash your leagues, guys. You'll be light years ahead of the consensus, Concheaptus, and even Connor. Tim, any last words for everybody before we venture off here?
It's going to be that time, boys and girls. Pick up the 16 rounds. Draft time's right around the corner.
We're out. Talk soon.